morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living right here in beautiful Fullerton, California. My name is Tomoko Rosas and I'm a practitioner in this beautiful spiritual community. And please join me in stating a purpose statement. We are a loving spiritual community, empowering all to live healthy and successful lives through practicing the principles of science of mind. I have some announcements. First of all, we forgot to mention last week, congratulations to our new practitioner, Amanda Sokola. And also our new board member, Doug Porter. Yay. And we're going to put him right to work because today is our board meeting. And tomorrow, of course, is our virtual book club. And now it's hosted by Sally and Amanda. So if you have not received your Zoom link yet, please come see me at the end of the service and I'll get your email and I'll send it to you. And come check out our new and revamped bookstore. I'm not completely set up yet, but we do have our dollar sale going on still with the used books, and we have new and gently used items being updated weekly. So come check us out every Sunday. Unexpected Income Club is going really, really well. We're very close to our first goal amount of $12,000. We're so close. So if you have not joined the Unexpected Income Club, please come see me after service. And last but not least, our biggest fundraiser of the year, Sizzling Summer Opportunity Drawing, is coming up on Sunday, August 15th, which means we only have 2 Sundays to buy tickets. And as you can see, the beautiful display out there, and Kara and I have worked very hard all week to get everything out there, so everything is out there. Come see me for the tickets. Today is the lucky day. These are the winning tickets, so come see me today. So thank you. All right.
Good morning, my name is Eva Castelo. Please join me in prayer. The essence of love is here, present in this beautiful sanctuary, as it is everywhere. I am one with this beautiful energy of love. And so are you. We are the manifestation of God on this plane of existence. Today's service is already perfect. The feet and the hands of God has made it possible. This service is made possible by the people who volunteer and give of their time. With a grateful heart, I give blessings to the musicians that gives those melodies that warm our hearts. There are blessings to the Board of Trustees. Their business is the business of the church. Blessings to my fellow practitioners, to the coffee fellowships, the ushers and the greeters, and blessings to each one of you who financially supports us and makes this service also possible. There are special blessings for Reverend Dr. Bill Salisbury for not only dedicating and devoting time to today's message and to our congregation, but also because today we are celebrating his birthday. Blessings to all. This service is good and very good, and so it is.
Need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
Hello again. My name is Castelo. I'm a practitioner in this beautiful sanctuary. Today I have a reading. It's from a newspaper going on this month's theme, the meaning and purpose of life. The title of this article is from a newspaper in La Fourche Gazette, something like that. July 20th, 2021, and it says, 2 local NBA stars find meaning and purpose in life outside of basketball. The first one is just a brief acknowledgement of Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
That before he died, he says that he found peace. And he had written on his diary, "When I took God into my heart, it was the first true happiness I ever had. Seek pleasure and happiness and you will never find it. Have the wisdom to seek God and happiness will find you." The second letter is a letter written from Coach Dale Brown. He wrote the letter to Shaquille O'Neal after his first rookie years. And he reads, "Congratulations on a great rookie year in the NBA. I was so proud of you, and especially in the manner that you conducted yourself. I will never forget our first meeting in the mountains of West Germany when you were 13 years old. You have grown not only in stature, but in talent. From that day when they cut you from the high school team and told you that you were too clumsy and to try soccer. Being constantly in the spotlight, you must be alert to all the pressure it brings. Coach John Wooden knew how to handle fame better than anyone I've ever known. He said, the coach must recognize that his profession places him in the public eye, and he will at times receive both unjustifiable criticism and undeserved praise. He must not be unduly affected by either. Live by this creed, Shaquille, and you'll never lose that contagious smile of yours. Don't be content. Continue to work on improving your game. And as you've heard 1,000 times over and over again while playing at Louisiana State University, hard work pays off. And when the going gets rough on the team, remember our philosophy at LSU. Play hard, play intelligent, and play together, and everything will work out for the best. Stay away from all distractions because concentration is imperative for ultimate success. It is a supreme art that few ever master. Be a good listener. A consistent quality of extraordinary athletes is they have been coachable. They have been very few exceptions. Be careful of the parasites who, for selfish motives, want you as their friend. Yes, some will even have visions of the dollar bills floating their way. Trust, but never cease to be vigilant. Hold on to that schoolboy spirit that touched me so strongly when we met 8 years ago. A spirit with its natural grace, easy dignity, and the blossoming buds of a genius on a basketball court. Make your dignity as tall as your body. Respect others, even the most humble. And remember that above all else, you are a member of a group called humankind. Be a role model. Many kids have absolutely no one in whom to turn. And what you do and say will be more than mere words or actions for the game plan that is their life. Affect humanity for the good. Shaquille, leave a legacy beyond trophies and statistics, because your time will also pass, and the glory you enjoy will only be a memory. Be your brothers and sisters' keeper. Lift them up when they have fallen and bandage them when they are wounded. In body, they may not be as big as you, but in spirit, they are. Well, that's my advice to you, Shaquille. You are what you are, a good man full of love. Love you, Coach Brown. Just for a moment, imagine you receiving this message from Father, Mother God to you. Imagine what an exceptional life you will have. Please join me in prayer. In the perfection of this moment, I turn within to the divine essence of my being. In this place, I know no fear. In this place, I know no disease. The never-changing, always unfolding nature of spirit abides in me, and I'm at peace. I behold the beauty of this holy instant and allow all the good in my life to manifest as it moves from the unseen to the seen. I view my life as spiritually perfect, and I rejoice. I am one with the One, and I live and move and have my being with the One. I turn to the light within, and I shine from the innermost part of my soul. All answers are revealed as I lean into the source of all life, all good, all love. I show up in all areas of my life, fully ready for whatever comes my way. I stand firm in the conviction of my being. I show up as God, as only I can. I show up as love, kindness, power, and courage. All who see me today are empowered to show up as their God self as well. Together, we become the beautiful orchestra of life. No instrument outshines any other, and each instrument perfectly plays its notes. The beautiful melody that is created uplifts and inspires. I rest in the knowledge that I am playing my part on the stage of life. I am a necessary player on this stage, and I bring my gifts and talents to the forefront. It does not serve me or the world to play small, so I fearlessly and courageously present my full self to the world. I release anything that holds me back, and I joyously give thanks for the opportunity to serve. I gratefully play my part, and so it is.
choose peace. I see love. I breathe joy. I feel calm. I choose peace. I see love. I breathe joy. I feel God. Thank you, God. I open my heart to feel God's love within. I open my ears to hear the truth again. I open my mind and remember that I'm here to love each day in love instead of fear. I choose peace. I see love. I breathe joy. I feel God. Thank you, God.
Wow, Michael Whitney, Tommy Cosentino.
Good morning.
New month, new theme, and the theme for this month is the meaning and purpose of life. Whew, I wondered if we were ever going to get around to that. All the talking we do, we ought to do some talking about that, don't you think? I've been so worried about this talk today, starting off this month, starting off this. I mean, I'm worried that I might say the wrong thing. I'm worried I might not say the right thing. I'm worried I might leave something out. I'm kind of worried that I might offend somebody, or I might not include somebody. I'm kind of worried that maybe somebody won't like me. I'm worried that maybe everybody won't like me. I'm worried that this is going to be a complete, total disaster. No, wait a minute. None of that's true. You know, like Michael was just singing about choosing peace. We could choose to worry. Because when we worry, it is a choice. Remember, everything is a choice. Why would you choose worry when you could choose peace? That is a nice picture. Thank you, Tommy. A little autobiography going on here. Of course, where I got that talk title was from, who remembers Mad Magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alfred E. Newman,
Yeah.
What Me Worry, the counterculture, the anti-establishment magazine, like probably one of the very first.
Yeah.
And really, he kind of had the right attitude. What, me worry? Why would I worry? Here's why I would worry, and we've talked about this before. We kind of, sort of, here at least in the western part of the world, we worship at the altar of facts. Don't we? We've talked about this before. We've got this fact and facts about that and facts about this and the other thing. And oh my God, now we even have, in the last few years, we have something called alternative facts. So we want to hold back a little bit on our worshiping of those. But if we're going to be so into facts, here's the number one fact. The number one fact is that life is happening. That's a fact, the fact of life. And the fact of life insists that there must be an initial and original designer, creator of this life. Wouldn't you think? And really, wouldn't whatever entity it is, whatever consciousness, whatever, call it what you want, spirit, God, soul, whatever nature, whatever it is was planted us here with this, do you even remotely think that it could be the case that we're put here without everything we're going to ever need to navigate this? I don't think so. I mean, how could that even be? You know, as Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, there's a power and a presence in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it, and it is greater than we are. And because it is, and because we know that we can use it, why would we worry? What does worry do? Yeah, doesn't it just kind of ties you in knots, doesn't it? But I mean, what does it really do? Does it have an effect? Because if we worry and worry and worry and worry about something, it doesn't change what's going to happen. If it affects it at all, it's going to affect it the wrong way. So if whatever's going to take place is going to be okay, we needn't have worried about it at all. If what we're thinking about, concerned about, is just a total train wreck, is worry going to change that? No. So in either event, if we worry, we lose. If we worry, we're spending that energy in the wrong direction. And really what it does is when we give energy to worry, we're not fixing whatever it is we're worried about. We're not affecting the future. We're not saving ourselves from some unpositive thing happening to us in the future. The only thing we're doing is we're robbing the present, the right now, of our peace. Can you be peaceful when you worry? Anybody read the book, The Peaceful Warrior?
Yeah.
Great book.
Yeah.
Peaceful Warrior. I don't think there's another book out there titled The Peaceful Warrior. Because I'm just not 100% certain that that can happen. So when you get to that thing in your life that you are maybe concerned about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's the case that we shouldn't think about our future. Shouldn't we? Well, we do. It's the human thing to do. And I know it gets a little dicey, you know, when you think about the master teacher, Jesus, telling us, have no thought for the morrow. And he meant it. It is going to take care of itself. But still, especially in our culture, we kind of like to hedge our bets a little bit, and it's a nice thing to do to have that little plump padding in the bank. Maybe have that nice house paid for. You know, maybe have everything that we're going to want for our later years, sometimes known as the twilight years. Although I don't know why. I mean, if you're a little bit older at all, is your world dimming? Come on, really, the older we get, the better it gets, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, show of hands and be honest. Who would like to be 20 again?
No.
None of us except Michael. But wait a minute, I should rephrase it. Who wants to be 20 again and not know what they know today? After going back to being dumb 20. Yeah, because, you know, who wants to go through that all over again? So, and here's the thing about possible problems. If they can be solved, let's say we do have to think about things that might happen to us, don't we? So we think about, oh, this is going to be, you know, horrible. But the thing is, really, if when that thing arrives, because we don't have to pre-worry, but when that thing arrives, if it can be fixed, isn't that great? If it can be okay, we're going to be super happy that it is. And the worry that we might have done beforehand had nothing to do with that. It didn't affect it at all. It wasn't even a part of the equation. All it did, remember, was rob us of the peace right now, every day, when we thought about it and were worried about it. And if it can't be solved, again, worry can't fix that either. And because our every need is always going to be met, and good and bad things are going to happen. This is Earth. This is life. Good and bad things happen, and good and bad things happen to good and not so good people. They just do. But by and large, overall, at the end of the day, the end result is there is nothing that's ever going to happen to us that we can't overcome in a spiritual way of speaking. And I know it's really, really, really difficult, but when something bad happens to us, worrying isn't going to change it, and worrying about the future isn't going to change that. Our charge at that point, our meaning and our purpose, is to find out what it is we need to do right now to take care of us during this. And we have to say to ourselves, what's the message here? And you know what's that old saw about when something happens that we're not expecting and we don't like and is really unhappy, there is a message in there. And I know that sometimes that's hard to feel, it's hard to hear. And the message might not have anything to do with the event. So, if your life is sailing along smooth, and all once you feel a little bit of a wobble, and then, let's just say, the wheels fall off, in the rubble at the side of the road from your little wagon that just crashed is something worth picking up and worth taking forward and worth thinking about seriously, spiritually, and asking, what is it that I'm supposed to learn from this? Not to worry about it, just to understand that there's a lesson and to take that lesson away. I have inside information. I hear that Michael's next solo is going to be something about the meaning of life. Maybe. Didn't want to give that away, but I think it's time. We did talk a little bit about it, but when I heard that was going to happen, I thought, you know what, it's ringing a bell somewhere back here. And I remembered it was the guy, the seeker. Who's the seeker? We're all seekers. We wouldn't be here if we weren't seekers. The seeker hears that the wisest guru in the world is where? Up at the top of the highest mountain in the Himalayas, right? I mean, we all know that. We know that as much as we know that Tinkerbell is the one that's responsible for spreading that fairy dust and making our dreams come true. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he takes a flight to New Delhi, and he gets days and days and days crossing the wilderness to get to the base of this horribly huge mountain. And it's really craggy and rocky, and he does his best to climb up it, and every once in a while he falls back down. But he gets to the top, kind of beaten and bruised and, scratched and cut. There's this guru sitting cross-legged in front of his cave, sipping a cup of tea. And he says, oh, thank God. Oh, guru, I've come a long way. Tell me, what is the secret of life? The guru says, the secret of life is a cup of tea. Wait a minute. I flew halfway around the world and crossed all that desert and climbed up here risking my life to have you tell me that the secret to life is a cup of tea? And the guru shrugs and says, okay, so it's not a cup of tea. The point is, can we find gurus everywhere in our life to tell us what our meaning is, what our purpose is, what the secret is for us of how to get by? We can find them all over the place. In fact, you can't hardly talk to anybody who isn't, in their mind, that guru for you, who doesn't have the secret of life for you. And I think that I wouldn't pay very much attention to them. And even though I wasn't paying very much attention to them, I wouldn't worry very much about it either. Why not? Because what? Me worry? If we worry, remember the thing about thoughts? Everything that comes into creation is created twice. Created once in mind, once in the visible world. If you think about it, isn't that the same with like suffering because of worrying over something that we've done? Let's say the thing that we worry about comes to pass. Now go easy on yourself, because I want you to visualize something you don't want to happen happening, so don't make it too dramatic. But if it comes to pass, and I hope it doesn't, didn't you suffer from it twice? Suffered from worrying about it, and then suffered when it happened. And really, I go back to this. Can we possibly imagine whatever it was that created us, that put this life here, that is that life-giving, life-sustaining force, would that whatever it is want us to live like that? Come on. You know, there was a guy, Baruch Spinoza, back in like the 17th century, one of the several major European philosophers at the time. And he said something like this. You know what, if God was here and could talk to us, he would say things like, one, don't worry, because there's no point in it. But he'd also say, two, don't blame me if you're having a miserable life. I put you here with everything you need. I've included in this planet, in this universe, I've included far more resources than you could possibly run through. So if you're having a miserable life, don't blame me. Blame whoever it is that drove that nonsense into you. Whoever made you believe that. Whoever made you believe that there was something angry or vengeful or judgmental or unforgiving about me. Because none of that is me. It's all projection from worrying about not having the answers to some serious questions. But really, when we're asking the questions about the meaning and purpose of life, and we don't come with an answer, and that's okay. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand if you have the answer, because then that would lead to a whole lot of questioning after the service. But if we don't have the answers, the idea is not to make up some sort of superstitious, anthropomorphical, whatever that word is, reasoning behind it, rather than to continue to ask the question. We're living in a mystery. Remember last month? We're living in a mystery. By definition, mystery means something we don't have the answer to. So when somebody tells us they have the answer, And they can give me the meaning and purpose of my life, and they can tell me how to conduct myself in such a fashion that I am fulfilling the promise of God by my very actions and my very way of living. Then I'm going to put a big X through that, and I am going to worry a little bit. Because nobody can do that. Nobody can do that for us. And I was reading, talking about don't seek for happiness, don't seek for joy, don't seek for beauty, don't seek for love, that sort of thing. Because if first you seek, as the master teacher told us, the kingdom of God, everything else comes with that. And that's true. So we don't have to worry about what we should be saying or what we should be doing. Because another thing Spinoza told us God would say is, I gave you free will. You can have the joy, the beauty, the happiness, the love, the community, the allness that's all around you, or not. You choose. I just put it there. You know, you're like the horse, I can lead to water, I just can't make you drink. Or I can choose against it. I'm giving you peace. I'm giving you a part of me, God would say, within you that can be reached at any time you want to pay attention. At any time you want to know me, at any time you want to get in touch with me, at any time you want to call on me to do anything that you need done without worry on your part, it's there. It's just there. I've already done that for you. So if you have anything in your mind that is not for your highest and best good, I didn't put it there. All I put there was that God spark, that piece of divinity, your connection to life everlasting, life eternal, to all the power and presence possible in this universe for your use. That's all I did. So if you're living a miserable existence, or if you have a hell, I didn't put it there. I didn't provide that. I just didn't. If you have an angry, vengeful, unforgiving, murderous, you're going to hell God, you put it there. All I gave you was literally just the opposite of that. Because I didn't want you to go through life worrying about anything. Again, you're welcome to. If you must, you can have it. But that's not what we're here for, and that's not. You know, I watch a lot of, not a lot, but every once in a while, just to see how much the world's changing around me, I watch some of these big, impossible, 30,000 seat attendee evangelical leaders and see how their group is going. And one thing I always hear them say, one thing they always talk about, the enemy. Sometimes they just call it Satan or the devil, but more and more they're getting kind of into the flow of things, and they say, the enemy. The enemy wants you to do this, and the enemy wants you to fail. And I think, come on, what planet are you living on? I don't have an enemy. All I have behind me is the entirety of life itself, dressed up in whatever guise I want to dress it in. Because what I think of that consciousness that grounds all being. The way I depict it, the way I see it in my head, whether I see it as just nature, whether I see it as this thing called life, whether I see it as God, as spirit. However I see it, it's because I put it there. Why would I put an enemy right alongside that? It's like watching a Superman cartoon and praying for the villain to win. And then worried that he might. Not for me, because I don't want to see things that way. I want to see things the way that God was intending me to see things. You know that phrase, seeing through a glass darkly. Well, glass darkly, that meant a reflection in a mirror. Really, it's not a water glass that we're seeing through. It's looking into a mirror, looking for that presentation or that representation of life as we see it through our filters and through that mirror that is not quite clear. And the saying goes that we see through a glass darkly now, but eventually we will see clear as day. And I have to believe that's so. But until we get that clarity to see life as it is, rather than as we allow people to tell us it is, we may not have that clear vision. So there's a story about the young couple who bought a new house. And they had this habit every morning of sitting down at their little breakfast nook, have breakfast together. And a couple of times a week, the gal next door. So this story obviously took place somewhere in the Midwest, probably somewhere in the 50s, because the gal next door would come out and hang her laundry on the line to dry. And the young wife would sit there and say, that lady sure doesn't know how to do laundry. Her laundry's not even clean. It's dirty, and she's hanging it up anyway. And each week it'd go by, and then she'd say, somebody should show her how to do that. Maybe she's using the wrong detergent. Maybe she's not doing the right method. And lo and behold, one day, she's hanging it up there, and the wife says, wow, somebody finally explained to her. Her laundry's clean. And the husband said, I got up early this morning and cleaned our windows. We need to have our windows cleaned. Because if we're looking out on life and we're not seeing joy and happiness and love and beauty and community and togetherness and oneness, we're looking through a dirty window. Come on. And once we get that clean, and once we understand, once we see the oneness of all things and the togetherness of ourselves, we won't have to worry about anything. So then, I get up every morning. I start like this. God, I'm doing great so far. I haven't said an angry word. I haven't cussed. I haven't had a bad thought about anybody. I haven't been grumpy. I haven't been agitated. It's been a great day. In just a couple of minutes, God, I'm getting out of bed. And I might need a little help from you at that point. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to know whatever help I need is there for me already. So let's just take this into prayer, and let's just know together that in this oneness that we are, there's no need and no use to worry about anything, anytime, anywhere. Worry is a distraction. Worry is guilt if it's about the past. It's anxiety if it's about the future. But it has no place in the present moment, because the present is for tackling whatever comes our way and seeing the beauty in it and the good in it and understanding that we are put here for that purpose, to enjoy this life. The intricacies and the gazillions of things available to us on this planet, we're not put here for us to just avoid and worry about. They were put here for us to enjoy and to understand our part in and our oneness with these things. And knowing this, giving great thanks for it. I just say, thank you, God. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for this life. Thank you for all there is for me to share it with. I just let this word go, knowing that it is the truth of who I am and who each of us is. And I say, thank you, God. And so it is. Let's just know that this is our opportunity to share our abundance. We know that all of our good comes from that one source, God, and for this, we are eternally grateful. Let me just take a second to say thank you to all of you who are not here in the sanctuary today, who, for whatever reason, are still enjoying the comforts of your home, watching this later on YouTube. But thank you for your continued support, whether it's support by way of donating on the website or auto tithing or mailing into the center here, or coming by and seeing our on-duty practitioners during the week. Thank you. We bless these gifts, these tithes, these offerings, knowing they are given from the central core of who we are, which is God made manifest on this plane. We send them forward to do their good work in the world. No strings attached. So it is.
Enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Don't let that stand in your way. Everyone knows that love is the only road. Since we're only here for a while, might as well show some style. Come on, give us a smile. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. The thing about time is that time isn't really real. Your point of view. How does that feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space that smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? Oh, we're sliding down. Yeah, we're gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. The secret of life
again, Michael Whitney, Tommy Cosentino. And it is a lovely ride, isn't it? Let's know that something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Yep.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called assurance.
It's this thing called assurance.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Be happy.
Be happy.
I feel this to my bones.
Feel this to my bones.
Thank you, God, in me.
Thank you, God, in